Alright, so today's video is on the Chosen buff. Now, the Chosen buff is a new mechanic that appeared in set 4 of TFT. It is very important to understand how it works. Can be a very powerful buff as long as you use it correctly, and it can allow you to utilize team compositions that you otherwise would not be able to, as well as make your team stronger in general. So how the Chosen buff works is once you are in the shop, uh, on any given round, as long as you don't already have a chosen champion on your team, one of the champions in your shop have a chance to be chosen. Now, what chosen does is, first off, it makes the champion that is chosen count for 2 of one of its trait champions. So, for instance, right now I have Garen and Nidalee as warlords on my battlefield, but because I have a chosen Garen, it shows as I have 3 warlords on the battlefield, and thus I am allowed to access that warlord buff actually earlier than I would otherwise be allowed to. Now, if you don't get a chosen champion early on, that is fine, because a chosen champion will have the ability to appear in your shop any given round. You can only own one chosen champion at a time, so now that I have Garen as a chosen champion, I will not have any more chosen champions appear in my shop. If I sell Garen, though, now I can get another chosen champion. It could be any rarity. When a chosen champion does appear in your shop, it will cost 3 times the usual amount, but it will start as a 2-star champion instead of a 1-star champion, so it's like you just purchased 3 of that champion. Now, this does give the potential that you could get a chosen gold rarity champion like Set or Kayn. Now, if one of these appeared in your shop, it would cost 15 gold and would start as a 2-star champion. Most frequently, players don't wait until the end to get a chosen champion, because by then you really have your comp already in mind, what you're trying to build, and that chosen buff isn't as important for the extra traits. There are certain synergy bonuses that are not fully available unless you get a trait bonus from a chosen champion. Synergy bonuses like Cultist and Fortune can only get the maximum synergy bonus obtained by having a chosen champion with that specific trait. There's no way to make another Cultist or Fortune champion with a spatula. For Warlord, there are 7 Warlords. By having a chosen Warlord champion, you can bring that up to 8, but you would still have to get a spatula and a belt in order to make that 9th Warlord. But this really does make that 9 Warlord comp a lot more feasible. There are synergy comps that you can get the maximum amount without a chosen champion in that class, such as Vanguard and Enlightened. There's already 6 of each of those champions, and so you don't need a chosen champion for that maximum 6 synergy bonus, but you may choose to have a Vanguard or Enlightened champion as your chosen champion, just because it allows you to open up room for different compositions by only having to have 5 of that certain synergy and not 6. In addition to the synergy trait bonuses, it is also important to note that all chosen champions receive a 200 HP buff for just being chosen, as well as a random stat bonus of either an additional 500 HP, 35% spell power, 50 attack damage, or 25% reduced mana cost. The only way to actually tell what of these random trait bonuses your chosen champion has is to compare them, either having a website running on to the side of your game or another of that same champion side by side to compare all of the stats to see where that difference is. This is something that you won't really be able to game as far as trying to choose a champion with a certain random synergy buff because of how hard getting a certain champion with a certain random buff is, given it is already hard to get a certain champion with a certain chosen trait in the first place. This is something that you kind of have to make up as you go because you're not going to be able to roll down for a specific champion with a specific chosen trait just because of how unlikely that is. If you have any other questions about the chosen trait, synergy bonus, or anything else, let me know in the comments. But other than that, thank you for watching.